Basket strength is different. It's holding your ground when a 280-pound Goliath tries to post you up in the lane. It's securing the loose ball in a scrum of hands and elbows. It's repeatedly out-jumping taller players to snatch rebounds. It rarely shows up in weight room stats. That's not to say those numbers don't matter to us, but just because you, with your much shorter arms, may be able to outbench an NBA forward or center on our list doesn't mean he wouldn't destroy you on the hardwood with his basketball strength, not to mention his size. So, for ballers, reputations matter, too. We sorted through the legends and verified the stats. In alphabetical order, these are the 7 strongest NBA players of all time. Steve Adams. When ESPN crowned the strongest current NBA player 3 years ago, it was an easy choice, the Kiwi giant, Steve Adams. Adams claims his reputation as an immovable object comes from his excellent balance. Most of the guys would smoke me in the weight room, he said. Like Serge Ibaka, Serge in the weight room, mate, he was like getting it in every day, just killing it. But on the court, I could just move him around. And no one can move him. His power pays off in other ways, long-distance passes. In 2019, he threw an inbounds pass from beneath one basket to nearly the other basket. The court is 94 feet or 28.65 meters for a buzzer-beater halftime shot. Unofficially, at 92 feet, it's the longest assist in NBA history. Wilt Chamberlain. Wilt Chamberlain was a legend, and there are a lot of legends about Wilt Chamberlain. Many peg him as the strongest NBA player of all time. Legends grow with time, so it's difficult to sort the truth from the exaggerations now. We don't believe he bench presses 500 pounds, as is commonly reported. And in a video interview, he claimed at his best he could bench around 600 pounds. At his weight and height with such long arms, 400 would have been incredible. 300 would have been very respectable, arm length considered, and might still have put him on this list if he'd done it in the 60s. Of course, he competed decades before Instagram workout posts. Still, we found no photo or film footage of him working out with weights. Did Hall of Famer Wilt Chamberlain, a 13-time All-Star and 4-time MVP, even lift during his playing days? Few players did then. Maybe that's why he thought around 600 was something he could do, not realizing it would have been a near world record during his playing career. Joey Graham. Ooh. Here's the guy on our list you're least likely to have heard of. Like Stephen Pea on our NFL all-time strongest player list, Joey Graham is here for one reason. He holds the combined bench press record for NBA players. Unlike the NFL Combine, which uses 225 pounds for its bench press test, the NBA Combine uses 185 pounds. Joey Graham put up 26 reps in 2005, which equates to a 347 pounds bench press for 1 rep. The heavily muscled Graham, the shortest man on our honor roll, subsequently played 4 seasons with Toronto and then 1 with Denver and another with Cleveland. We realize bench for reps isn't an ideal qualifier of basketball strength, but as long as the NBA uses it as their pre-draft strength test, we'll salute the NBA player who cranked out the most reps. Blake Griffin. Let's stick with combine numbers for Blake Griffin. His 22 bench press reps with 185, equating to a 321-pound bench press for 1 rep, in 2009 is the best total for a good NBA player, let alone a great one like this 6-time All-Star. 12 reps is the combined average for big men. At that same combine, his vertical leap was 35.5 inches, which requires a lot of leg power when you weigh, as he did then, 248 pounds. During his NBA career, mostly with the Clippers, Blake Griffin has been one of the most muscular players. He's worked for it. His shoulders stand out, but he claims it's the relentless core and lower body work that has best translated to the basketball court. People think the stronger you are in the upper body, the better you'll be, Griffin said. But a lot of time, the strongest looking guys are the easiest ones to push around because, from the waist down, they aren't strong. Griffin doesn't get pushed around. He does the pushing. Dwight Howard. Once a skinny kid who couldn't even bench press 135 when he first tried in high school, 8-time NBA All-Star Dwight Howard built himself into a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, 2009-11. In early 2008, he told Stack that he had recently bench pressed 365 pounds. Judging by his physique, we believe it, even considering his long arms. Dwight is unique in that he's got that genetic ability to do pretty much anything we put in front of him. He's naturally strong and naturally gifted in every sense. He's just a freak when it comes to strength, power, and speed. You couldn't ask for a better physical specimen, the Orlando Magic's strength coach said of Howard then. Like Griffin, Howard also had a 35.5-inch vertical leap at the combine in 2004 when he weighed 240. In 2008, Howard said, "I remember when I used to be really skinny. And because of that, I've always wanted to have nice arms with big triceps and big biceps. I want to continue to make my chest real big and get my abs nice. This helps me as a basketball player, too, because when I'm like this and in tip-top shape, it helps me avoid injuries. I plan on spending a lot of time in the weight room lifting, so I can play for a very long time." At 36, he's still playing, and he's still one of the best-built and strongest players in the NBA. Karl Malone. Refusing to talk about the specifics, the mailman told Sports Illustrated in 1992, "Look, my workout is important to me. I don't do it for fun, and I don't do it for glory. I do it because it's necessary. I feel my strength and my endurance have given me an advantage, and I want to keep that advantage. You can't always judge strength by size, but in Karl Malone's case the muscles didn't lie." The Hall of Famer, two-time MVP, and 14-time All-Star, who played all but his final season with the Utah Jazz, was every bit as strong as he looked, and he looked damn strong. In 1997, the Jazz strength coach said, "People always ask me how much can Karl bench press. I give them this deadpan look and say, about 350 pounds. Are you impressed?" They sort of wrinkle their forehead and answer, "Yeah, I guess." But, you just know they wanted to hear something like 500 pounds. Then I say, "Karl can bench 350 and then sprint down to the other basket and bench 350 again. Then, sprint all the way back to the other end of the court and do it again. And, I'd bet my last wad of bubble gum that Karl Malone could stay above 300 pounds with 100 trips up and down the court. Now are you impressed?" Every time, I get this big wide grin as they answer in the affirmative. That's basketball strength. Shaquille O'Neal. Shaq is the biggest big man on our list. Other players couldn't move him, and he could move easily through other players. His basketball strength is legendary, but he never visited the weight room during the season. He told Muscle and Fitness, "You get beat up during the season. I was too tired to waste energy lifting weights." He claimed his favorite exercises were the bench press and swimming. And when he did bench press during the off-seasons of his NBA career, he claimed his best bench press was 475. We've seen no evidence of him bench pressing so much, but considering Shaq weighed nearly 400 at his heaviest, it certainly seems possible. Any strength feat seems possible with the supersized Shaq. O'Neal, a 15-time All-Star, MVP, and Basketball Hall of Famer, has become something of a bodybuilder since retiring. Between business meetings, TV and podcast gigs, and commercial shoots, he's trained by former pro bodybuilder Rock Shabazz, and he's an annual front row spectator at the Olympia.